Hi everybody, it's Gina here at the Library Mouse, and welcome to Tag Tuesday, where I do a fun little tag that I've been tagged in from one of my great YouTube friends. So this particular tag, I was actually tagged by two people. One was Ellen over at Ellen Made Book Club, and Becky over at Book Reviews with Becky. And it is Would You Rather book tag. So I thought this would be fun. I'm going to try to keep cat interference to a minimum, but I can't promise anything. I have my computer down here with the questions, so if I'm looking down, that is what I'm doing. So let's get started. The first prompt, so I have a choice, one or the other. Never read more than one book from the same author, which means I can't reread it either, or read only books from your favorite author or one author of your choice. I think that I would rather never, thanks Henry, come on. Oh. Okay, that didn't work. She's hanging on with all her claws. I think that I would never read more than one book from the same author, because I think that if I was only allowed for the rest of my life to read only one author, as much as I love them, it would get boring. And then what if they stop writing? And then my choices will be limited. I can't reread anything. So if I can't reread anything and my favorite author stops writing, what do I do? Not read? So that is why I would pick that I would never read more than one book. I would never read more than one book from the same author. Okay, second prompt. Would I rather read a book with an unlikable main character, or would I have my favorite character die? I hate having my favorite character die. I don't want to read a book that, I have read books where that happens and I get really mad. Like, I've read this whole book and this is what it comes down to. So I would rather read a book with an unlikable main character. Because even though I might not like the main character, that doesn't mean I'm not going to get something out of the book, or I might not like the plot. Would I rather start my library from scratch, but I can't rebuy any of the books that were on my shelf before, or never be allowed to add a new book to it? If I could never add a new book to my library right now, it would be really small. So I would choose that I would just start my library from scratch. Get rid of all the books that I have and start over. I'm fine with that. I don't feel, there are books that I love, but I don't feel an urge to own them. Unless they were very sentimental, like given to me by somebody, or like they're a very old edition. But if it's just a book that I've enjoyed and I really loved the book, I don't feel like I need to own it. Maybe I am in a minority among the Booktube. I don't know. But yeah, I would be fine with starting my library from scratch. Would I rather have my favorite author never publish anything new, or only publishes bad books from now on? Well, if it was my favorite author and they only published bad books, they probably wouldn't be my favorite author anymore. So I would guess that I would say that I would prefer my favorite author never publish anything else if they were only going to publish bad books from here on out. I'd rather them just go out with a bang than a fizzle. Would I rather be stranded forever on a deserted island with a full library, or still live in society but books have disappeared? That is very multifaceted, because maybe I'm thinking too deep, but if I was stranded forever on a deserted island with a full library, would that be enough to keep me going? Like, would I be able to live my life with just books? Is pretty much what they're asking. Are you okay with yourself and just books to fill the void of human interaction? And I don't think I would be. I am an introvert, but I would not want to just live on a deserted island with a library of books. I suppose that I would have to choose. I would still live in society, but books have disappeared. It would be horrible if I couldn't read. It really would. It would be horrible. But I think that I would want to be with my friends and my family, because at the end of the day, if I'm, dying, am I going to be, man, I wish I had owned more books, or man, I wish I had spent more time with the people that I love? So that is why I picked that one. Okay, the next question is SFF. Do I only read 5-star series, but they're unfinished? Or I read only thick standalones with a bunch of info dumping? Oh, this is for science fiction, I guess. Oh, I don't know. I guess I would pick 5-star series, but they're not finished. Although I can take a thick standalone and skim the info dumping. But I guess I'd rather read some 5-star books, even if it's not finished. Mystery. Do I always get book twists spoiled, or they all will have an open ending where the killer isn't caught? I'm not sure if I understand this one. Oh, let me reread it. Okay, well, I guess they're asking me, when I read a mystery, will I always get the plot spoiled? Or will all the books I read have an open ending? I guess I would pick that, because what fun would it be to always read a mystery and always have the plot spoiled? I would probably have to stop reading them. So yeah, I'm going to pick that it's an open ending or the killer isn't caught, but hopefully there's still some mystery to it. The next prompt is for historical romance. A great love story but historical inaccuracy, or toxic or meh love story but great historical world building. So I don't like historical inaccuracies if I am reading historical fiction. It irritates me. If you're going to write historical fiction, you need to be accurate. And so I think that it would bother me too much that I wouldn't even care about the love story. So I guess I'm going to go with a toxic or meh love story, but it would be historically accurate. I probably wouldn't want to read either. All right, have a friend who loses your books or mistreats them. I guess that I would rather have a friend who mistreats my books, because at least I would still get them back. If they lost them, I would then have to go try to find one. So I guess mistreats them, I just wouldn't let them borrow it again. Would I rather never be allowed to visit a bookstore again, or be banned from all the libraries in the world? I think that I would probably rather never be allowed to be in a bookstore again, because I go to the library a lot and I would not want to have to buy every book I want to read. So I guess I would choose to never be allowed in any more bookstores than be banned from a library. Would I rather everyone hate my favorite books or everyone love the books you hate? I guess it doesn't matter to me. I guess I would prefer everyone hate my favorite books. Then I know they're always in the library for me to read. I guess because if everyone loves the books that I hate, I don't know. I don't think either of them, it wouldn't matter to me. But I guess I'm going to pick everyone hates my favorite books. Would I rather only listen to audiobooks?
Okay.
Would I rather only listen to audiobooks narrated by the worst narrator, like Mickey Mouse? Or only read physical books in terrible lighting? Well, I don't like audiobooks, so I would not pick that. I would rather suffer through a book with terrible lighting. I think I've suffered through not being able to see well my whole life, so maybe that would be something I am used to. Books, would I rather read books from the same series or a collection that don't match, or read books printed in a tiny font? Okay, I can't read books printed in a tiny font. So I guess I'm reading books from the same series that don't match. I'm not sure what they mean by matching. Like, what doesn't match? If I'm reading books from the same series, does that mean that their covers don't match? Like, they look different? Or, I don't know. But I'm not going to pick the books with a tiny print because I said it's too hard. Would I rather never post another YouTube video or never watch YouTube ever again? I guess I would pick that I would rather never post another YouTube video because I really do watch YouTube more than I watch TV. And I watch a variety of YouTube channels and I get a lot of pleasure out of that. So if I never did another YouTube video, so be it, but I would rather be able to watch YouTube videos. And I am going to list some people to tag down below. I liked this one. It really makes you stop and think. And it wasn't too super long. But I will try to find some people below. I'm going to try to find some newbies to tag down below by looking at the Booktube newbie channel or tag and try to pick some people from there, because I remember when I was starting, I saw all these great tag videos, but I was not tagged and I didn't know if I could do them. So I'm going to try to find some newbies to do the tag. So if you do them, please make sure you tag me and then I can watch your video. Anyway, this was fun. Thanks for tagging me, Becky, and Ellen, and happy reading. I'll see you on the next video.